cycle, from among a group of highly professional staff non-commissioned officers, one drill instructor distinguishes themselves from their peers. This drill instructor is the one who, in the opinion of their seniors and peers, best demonstrates the balance between taskmaster and mentor. The hospital corpsman is also a vital part of the staff here at Officer Candidate School, providing quality care for both the staff and candidates. The first relationship between the hospital corps and the United States Marines was established in 1898 when hospital corpsmen were assigned to the Marine Corps Expeditionary Battalion, which landed at Guantanamo Bay during the Spanish-American War. The Navy Hospital Corps is the only all-enlisted corps in the United States military, and one with the oldest ratings in the Navy. It's also the most decorated. 22 Medals of Honor have been awarded to corpsmen. Corpsmen have become an integral part of the Marine Corps. They go everywhere the Marines go, supporting every mission. From amongst a skilled group of corpsmen, one distinguishes themselves from their peers. Additionally, each cycle, from amongst the groups of highly professional, academic, physical training, and tactics instructors, one is identified as the instructor who has distinguished themselves from their peers. Furthermore, every cycle, a Marine is selected as the Eagle Award recipient, who has selflessly and substantially contributed to the support and training of the officer candidates. These Marines and sailors are the ones who, in the opinion of their seniors and peers, as well as the candidates, best demonstrates the passing of knowledge between instructor and student. In recognition of his performance, Staff Sergeant Garcia of Company L will receive the Marine Corps Association Outstanding Drill Instructor of the Cycle Award. In recognition of his performance, HM3 Brooks of Company L will receive the Marine Corps Association Outstanding Corpsman of the Cycle Award. In recognition of his performance, Sergeant Johnson of the Tactics Section will receive the Tactics Instructor of the Cycle Award. In recognition of his performance, Lance Corporal Allen of the Headquarters and Service Company Supply Section will receive the Eagle Award. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for these Marines and sailors. Participating in today's parade are the Quantico Marine Corps Band and the TBS Artillery Instructor Battery. The candidate taking his position on the parade deck is the commander of troops for today's parade. He is Candidate Ratno of Lima Company, 2nd Platoon.
Stand! Fallen!
The adjutant for today's parade is Candidate Lateral of Lima Company, 4th Platoon.
Corvette, all present. Company L, all present or accounted for.
Attention to orders! Headquarters! Officer Candidate School! Training Command! Training and Education Command! Quantico, Virginia! 11 July 2020! The officer of the day today is First Lieutenant Mulkey! The officer of the day tomorrow is Captain Hussar! By order of L.M. Rush, Colonel, United States Marine Corps, commanding officers, center, march.
At the command officers' center march, all unit commanders and guidon bearers march to the front and center of their formation. Historically, it was at this point that the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Following this, the unit commanders would face about, return to their units, and pass the information on to their Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, the reviewing officer for today's parade is Lieutenant General Eric M. Smith, Commanding General, Marine Corps Combat Development Command.
Present! Up!
Stop! Present! Up!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to Lieutenant General Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Order! Up! Personnel to receive awards in all colors. Center! March! Forward! March! Detail! Halt! Please. March.
The candidates that approach the reviewing stand are to be honored for their outstanding achievements while undergoing training and evaluation here at Officer Candidate School over the past 6 weeks.
Sir, all personnel to receive awards in all colors are present. We will present the command. Aye, aye, sir.
Present! Up! Staff! Present! Up!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the National Anthem. Thank you, and please be seated.
Step! Order! Up! Order! Up! Paul Red! Front! Step! Paul Red! Front!
The reviewing officer will now be accompanied by Colonel Rush and Sergeant Major Belinsky, the commanding officer and Sergeant Major of Officer Candidate School. The Marine Corps Association Honor Graduate Award. This certificate is presented to the candidate with the highest overall average from Platoon Leaders Corps seniors. The Company L recipient is Candidate Koenig from 4th Platoon. He attained an overall average of 94.9%. The NROTC recipient is Candidate Ratno from 2nd Platoon. He attained an overall average of 96.5%. The Marine Corps Association Leadership Certificate. This certificate is presented to the candidate with the highest leadership average from Platoon Leaders Course seniors. Marine Corps Association Leadership Certificate recipient is Candidate Sanders from 2nd Platoon. He attained an overall leadership average of 96.3%. The NROTC recipient is Candidate Ratno from 2nd Platoon. He attained an overall leadership average of 95.9%. The Marine Federal Credit Union Award. This award is presented to the candidate with the highest total academic average. The Platoon Leaders Class Seniors recipient is Candidate Lateral from 4th Platoon. He attained an overall academic average of 97.9%. The United States Marine Corps Commandant's Trophy is awarded to the candidates with the overall highest average in the Platoon Leaders class. The trophy was initiated in 1957 to recognize members of the Platoon Leaders class who have distinguished themselves at summer training. The candidate's university will receive the traveling trophy when a representative of the Commandant presents it to that university in the fall. The Platoon Leaders class recipient is Candidate Koenig from 4th Platoon. He attained an overall average of 94.9%. The NROTC recipient is Candidate Ratno from 2nd Platoon. He attained an overall average of 96.5%. The Royal Marine Trophy. This award is a revolving award presented to the platoon that attains the highest total points for physical training. The Company L recipient is 2nd Platoon. The Marine Corps Association Gung-Ho Award. This award is presented to the candidate who was voted most gung-ho by their peers in the company. The Company L recipient is Candidate Guillermo from 2nd Platoon. The Officer Candidate School Physical Fitness Award. This certificate is presented to the candidates who have achieved the highest physical training average. The Platoon Leaders Class Seniors recipient is Candidate Villanova from 2nd Platoon. He attained a physical fitness average of 98.5%. Additional platoon achievements were awarded following key events during training. The Battalion Close Order Drill Award was awarded to 4th Platoon. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for our award recipients.
Post! And salute. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Well done.
Ready? 2. Have face. Forward! March! Loud. Face. Step. Arton. Battalion. Arton. Post the colors. Step. Right. Big. Step. Forward. March. Step. Big. Step. Forward. March. Parade! Rest! Staff, parade, rest!
Ladies and gentlemen, the commanding officer of Officer Candidate School, Colonel Rush.
Good morning, everyone. Are we doing okay? Hey, first of all, I realize we're a very small group here this morning, and what I don't ever want to do is to take away from the many accomplishments of not only the staff and the candidates out here behind me. Lieutenant General Smith, thank you for joining us. General Morris, thanks for being here today, and thank you to both of you for all your support and making all of this happen this summer. I appreciate it. I'm going to start with a whole bunch of thank yous. Let me start with the chaplain. Chaps, your words this morning are more fitting than ever as you talk about unprecedented times. Incredible, and I appreciate your words. Of course, I've got to thank the Quantico Marine Band and the Artillery Instructional Firing Battery from the basic school who always bring that little extra added touch to our ceremonies here on Brown Field, so thank you. Major Arguello, First Sergeant Freeman, the staff of Lima Company. From the very start, we've all been enamored with this group of individuals who have arrived here. The performance of your staff, the infectious motivation, if you will, the teamwork, the things that we've talked about, the things we spoke of in sidebars today, realizing just how special this group is behind us. I have said all along that the difference this summer was going to be the staff. I appreciate your exhausted efforts, your willingness to invest in these men standing behind me. It shows today. They have been stellar from the start, and they are a direct reflection upon you and everything that you have invested in them. My sincere thanks and gratitude go to all of you. Thank you. I got to take the time to address our families who I hope are watching from afar. I realize this is not ideal for any of you. As the chaplain mentioned, truly unprecedented times. It can be said that the history of Officer Candidate School can be traced back over 125 years. And though times have changed, the manners and methods by which we train our officer candidates have remained relatively unchanged. I can promise you that the candidates standing behind me here today have had to earn every inch of this title that's going to be bestowed upon them. Often we have conversations of where do we continue to find such incredible young men and women. The men behind you, or behind me, are a direct reflection of you, because it is you that has instilled the very core values of honor, courage, and commitment. It's you that have laid the foundation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your encouragement, your support, and love of these young men behind me. I'm going to ask you to continue to support them as they continue their journey and continue to do great things. Thank you for instilling in them that desire to serve something greater than themselves. Excuse me while I address the candidates one last time. Good morning, Lima Company.
Good morning, sir!
Y'all continue to motivate me, I tell you. From day one, your camaraderie, your teamwork, your esprit de corps has been clearly evident to all staff members here on Brown Field. What seems like likely an eternity, many weeks ago, we talked for the very first time. And I told you my expectations. I told you that we here were looking for men of exemplary character, people we could place special trust and confidence in. We're looking for people who are physically and mentally tough, who can strive to achieve greatness in a challenging and chaotic environment. Someone with a warfighter spirit and a combat mindset. Someone who's going to get knocked down, get back up, and keep moving forward. Someone who's going to fail and struggle and find a way to succeed and bring all of those along with them. Someone who can decide, communicate, and act with a bias of action, exercising sound judgment and good decision-making skills. And of course, leadership. Someone who can inspire and instill confidence in others. That is what you have done during your time here. That's what you have shown us, that you are capable of doing. Never given, always earned. You've had to fight for every inch of it during an incredible, challenging time we are all extremely proud of you. Extremely proud of your many accomplishments while you're here. The bar of expectation continues to go higher for you now. Go out and get it. Like I told you from day one, get it done. Very proud of you. We're all proud of you. We wish you the very best as you move forward. Godspeed, Semper Fidelis. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce today's parade reviewing officer. He's commanded at every echelon of command. He's fought in every climb and place. It's my true pleasure to introduce Lieutenant General Smith.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning, candidates. To the staff, I'll cover that in a second, and to the folks who are watching at home. I'm going to start with you, those who are watching from afar, because it's important to lay a couple of ground rules, not ground rules, but atmospherics for you. I sat in these bleachers literally almost exactly 2 years ago today. My own son walked off the grinder here as a candidate, got commissioned, and I was fortunate to get to sit here in the bleachers. And you're not fortunate to get to do that today. We're living in interesting times. So I would just tell you that I understand the frustration and the challenge from technical challenges, power cords going out, computers going down. You know, we got birds, we got trains, we got helicopters. We're a pretty frugal organization. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, can't they shoo those birds away? No, we actually can't. One, it's probably illegal, but two, this is where we live. We live here in these woods that you see behind me, behind your sons, your husbands, your loved ones. We live here against this steamy, sweaty river that you can't see unless they spin that camera around. And it's about 90% humidity. There's trains. This is where we live. This is what we do. It's who we are. So you're experiencing a small part of it. They're immune to it. They've become immune to it over the last several weeks. They're immune to ticks, they're immune to fleas, they're immune to the sun, they're immune to it. And so you're kind of participating in that immunity this morning. So we appreciate your forbearance, but this is who we are, and this is what your loved one has joined. So thank you for supporting from afar, and I got a couple of requests of you in just a minute. To the staff, for those at home, what you don't realize for the staff, and I see them standing back here, and they work what we would call lights to lights. They work from before the lights come on in the morning until after the lights go out at night. They are the unsung heroes out here. And what you really need to understand about the staff is when your loved one, these young men behind me, when they are commissioned in the coming months, maybe a year or so, when they're commissioned, every one of their instructors works for them. We'll salute them. We'll say, aye, aye, sir. And we'll execute their orders up to and including the point of giving their own lives to do it. So you think about that for just a minute, that the staff here is pushing forward into the Fleet Marine Force young officers who they know will actually control their lives for the rest of their career. That is a huge undertaking for the staff. And they do it willingly. They do it without complaint, at least not publicly to you and me. They do it out here to make stuff happen for those young Lance Corporals who are out there who we all serve. So if you get the opportunity when the pandemic lifts and we get the vaccines and all that, and you see a drill instructor, just thank them, because you have no idea. I have no idea how hard they work. So to the company staff, to all the hats, to the support staff, thank you, because you are what makes this place go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn around again and talk to these young men, but some of this is intended for you, so I'll kind of try to go at an angle, so pardon my back, but hopefully you can hear me. Candidates, what I want you to remember when you leave here today, this is, in fact, the beginning. Everything that you learned from your staff, from Sergeant Major Belinsky, from Colonel Rush, from your particular staff, everything that you learned, take it with you. You will hear some out in the FMF, some back at your units, some back at your colleges say, you can jettison all that drill and ceremony, all that discipline, the way your sleeves are rolled and that your boots are bloused and the way you carry your weapon and the way you conduct yourself. You can get rid of that as soon as you walk off the grinder at Brown Field. That's a lie. That is not true. That discipline, that core discipline that you learned here, that is the exact same discipline that will keep you not just alive, but make you thrive in the combat that is coming for all of you. If you spend 4, 8, 12, or 30 plus years in this Marine Corps, you will fight. You will go to war. It is a guarantee. Look at history. That same discipline makes you check your cover, makes you make sure that your sleeves are rolled properly, is the discipline that will make you rotate your magazines, change out your ammo, put a new battery in your night vision equipment, and double check your patrol route. One kind of discipline. So anyone who tells you that there are different disciplines and you can flip a switch in combat has never been to combat. And when we finish here and we get to do a little bit of mingling, come talk to Colonel Morris, or General Morris, Brigadier General Morris, who commanded a battalion in Sangin, the most dangerous place in Afghanistan at the time he commanded it. Come ask General Morris about discipline in combat. He might know a couple things. So I would offer you this, and I use this this saying quite often, and I would ask for the parents and the spouses and the grandparents and the uncles and aunts and everybody who loves somebody who's standing out here to remember this. There's multiple parts that are required to make up a lieutenant, a leader of Marines. Some of it comes from the family. You have to hold them to an almost unobtainable standard of excellence because the horrors that will be visited upon you in combat are almost unimaginable. You have to prepare for that, and we need families to support it. We need staff to support it. We need you to support it yourselves as lieutenants. Everything that you do, everything you wear on your collar, everything that you eventually wear on your chest, everything that you have, every bit of authority you have is designed to support that young PFC, because it's the PFCs that'll do the fighting and the dying in combat. Lieutenants sometimes, PFCs always. So everything that you get is designed to support that PFC and that Lance Corps. Hold them accountable, but you support them. That's why you exist. You and your staff NCO. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear a train go by here. If it doesn't get crazy loud, I'll hold on. Welcome to what your loved one has been going through. Okay, I'm going to keep going. That's called the OCS pause. And that train will go through here, and there's about 6 sets of tracks, but again, they're immune to it, so we're going to keep going. So everything you do and everything you have is to support those young Marines. And I will simply tell you this. When the time comes for you to go to the fight in support of this country, in support of the Constitution, when that time comes, you have 2 options. You'll go to war on behalf of this nation in support of that Constitution, because that's the only oath you'll ever swear, is to the Constitution. Not to me, not to General Morris, not to Colonel Rush, not to anybody, to the Constitution. When you go, there's 2 options for you as a Marine. If you think back to the Spartans, and that is somewhat who we base our warrior spirit on. When you go, you come back one of 2 ways. And this is the hard part for you, and certainly the hard part for the families to hear, but you need to hear it. You're going to come back carrying your shield, or you're going to come back being carried on it. And I think all the candidates here know what that means. So I'll say it one more time now that the train has passed, and that's probably appropriate. You're going to come back carrying your shield, or you're going to come back carried on that shield. That is the only 2 ways you go to combat. And you need to think about it, because what we do as warriors is deadly serious business on behalf of this nation. The dress blues are great. We want to always maintain our spit and polish, because that's who we are. But that's the happy side. What we do on a daily basis is what you've been doing for the last many weeks, is sweating it out here in these woods, preparing for combat. That's what we do. So everything that happens from here going forward, please maintain the standards you were taught here, from your conduct, your tone, your language, your dress, your comportment. You define a Marine Corps officer. You will define a Marine Corps officer. It is not within your purview to adjust what is expected of a Marine Corps officer by the American public. You will conform to the way that we do it, because that's what America has come to expect from her Marine officers. So please be mindful of that. And for the families, if you see us slipping a little bit, any of us, from myself on down, I'm corrected by my first lieutenant son all the time. Please correct us. We need to be held, again, to an almost unobtainable standard, so we're ready for the almost unimaginable horrors of combat. Candidates, I'm super proud of you. It's a phenomenal company, phenomenal record, phenomenal reputation, as Colonel Rush has explained this morning. I am incredibly proud to stand here with you. Look forward to serving with you in the FMF, the Fleet Marine Force, and if we go to war, I'll be proud to go alongside of you. Please be careful going home. I'll see you in the fleet. God bless you. Semper Fidelis.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of Anchors Aweigh and singing of the Marines hymn.
This concludes today's parade.
Very well. Dismiss the company.
Aye, aye, sir. Stop! Dismiss! Aye, sir! Company Commander! Dismiss your company!
Aye, sir! Platoon Commander! Dismiss your platoon! Aye, sir! First platoon! Dismiss! Second platoon! Aye, sir! Dismiss! Aye, sir! Dismiss! Aye, sir!
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony.